Welcome to ChopChopChef. Okay, today what we do, very easy. But I thought I show you this recipe anyway. Then it is quite a common sauce what you can use for multiple purposes. We will do today a mustard chives velouté or mustard chive sauce. Yeah, so the basis will be, yes, like I just said, we will have to do a velouté, which I already showed you before. So we need butter, flour, we do a little bit of sort of like an onion, yeah, which we spike later on with a bay leaf and some clove. This is the first part of the velouté, and then we need, in this case, a beef stock. Velouté you can do with a chicken stock, with a fish stock, yeah. But we have today, for that purpose, a beef stock. And then it comes, after this is sort of cooked out nicely for 20-25 minutes, we will strain our velouté in another pot, yeah. And then it comes, then to finish off the mustard chive sauce, of course we have to put a nice mild mustard in it, lots of chives and fresh cream. When this product goes into your sauce, you cannot boil it anymore. Otherwise, what we call it, your sauce will split. Yeah, and you don't want that. Yeah, you can, if you get a hands on horseradish, leave the mustard away and put freshly grated horseradish in that one. That obviously would be the best. But unfortunately, I could not procure fresh horseradish yesterday. So, and I want to do anyway the mustard chive sauce. All right. So I will bring first of all these ingredients onto the stove. And then we start a basic velouté, which some of you may already have seen, but I do it one more time. Okay, so I got my ingredients all over here. My pot is warming up nicely, like we said before. So we put our butter in here, right? So we melt it. And when you do your velouté, obviously one thing is always good to have a cold stock. So whatever you start off with, yeah, make sure your stock is cold. And now, so the butter gets nicely melted. If it goes off my pastry spoon. Okay. Okay, so now butter nicely melted. And all the sieved flour, I've said it many times as well, anytime you see me using flour, I have it sieved already. Goes all in at once. Bang, 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 bang. And now we're making what we call it like a roux, right? So we stir it, we mix the flour and the butter nicely together. And in this case, we do not want to have it browned, just nicely glazed. Yeah, this lump business, that's all correct, right? So you don't have to wonder when you do that one. But let's burn kind of what we call it, maybe the flour a little bit out. So just let it sort of do its thing in this pot, yeah, say for a few seconds before we put obviously our beef stock in it. Yeah. So this is doing its trick, and you will see when on the base of the pot forms a very, very light film, you know, and then is sort of your flour and butter combined and nicely sort of burned out. Yeah. Okay, now we definitely already now we have to switch from this pastry spoon, right, to a whisk. Preferably we call it a hard whisk, yeah, so not a balloon whisk. This means, I mean, all the springs here are quite firm, not too floppy, too soft. Okay, like I said before, when you're putting your liquid in, first of all it's cold. put first sort of 1/3 in, and then we want to make sure we stir it nicely around. Yeah. Okay, the steam comes away, and then you will get more. Okay, here we go. There's one, and straight away all the rest in it. And now you can focus again a little bit more. All right. So this whole thing here, we give it a very good stir, and we want to make sure we have no lumps in the sauce, nothing. Yeah. So you have to make sure you stir proper. Now we can swap over again to our pastry spoon. We already can put in our onion, which I spiked with the clove and the bay leaf. This just gives a little bit extra flavor. Yeah. And till it comes to the boil, we have to make sure we stir quite frequently, not constantly, but frequently. And then this whole thing will simmer for easy 20 minutes, right? So we want to make sure all the flour and so on taste gets out of, cooks out, yeah? And this will thicken up, yeah? Okay, so I will do that one. I bring this to boil, and then we simmer this one, yeah? For 20 minutes. All right, everybody, have a look. Sort of our beef velouté is just simmering nicely, right, for the last 25 minutes. Yeah, and all the starch is nicely cooked out. So I have kind of a thick base here, right? Now, next thing is obviously I have to strain this one, but we want to take obviously our onion with the bay leaf out, so it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, so we put that on the side. Now we turn the heat source completely off. We're swapping our pots. We're bringing this one over here. Yeah, and now we strain this beef velouté into our other pot. Want to make sure everything, every lump or whatever we had is not dissolved proper, or from the clove or bay leaf bits and pieces broken off. Right? So here we go. So now this is the beautiful, now nicely strained. Remember, I have no more heat source on it. Now we can put in our mustard, yeah? Mustard, and already we can put in our cream, yeah, and stir it nicely. Okay, all the cream in, beautiful. Yeah, okay, you can see already the color is nice already now. And you're wondering, gee, he hasn't seasoned it yet, yeah? Of course not. Now is the time I want to season it, because the mustard and the cream, right? So we quickly check. The mustard comes nicely, yeah, out, and then we put a little bit more cracked salt on here. I do not put cracked pepper in here, because then you have all these black spots in it, so I don't like. And as we say, mustard chives sauce, plenty of chives, right? These chives, yeah, as you can see, I cut nicely in small, very finely, yeah. Here we go, here we go. And we taste one more time, if we are there. Isn't that nice? Okay. And even a little bit more salt. Okay. All right, everyone. Now, this one, what we call it, a mustard chives sauce, right? So, and this one, yes, to what we serve this one, we predominantly serve it to braised beef, which is called Tafelspitz. Yeah, you will see this in one of our videos already, and yeah, you can use it to and more or less beef dishes. That's what I use it for. Yeah. Now here we go. We'll have a quick look at our mustard chive sauce. Yeah, have a look, beautiful. So that's how it should come up, yeah. Nice, creamy, yeah. And we have the nice mustard and chives flavor in it. As I mentioned as well, you can substitute a mustard with some horseradish, would be even more better. Be mindful, do not boil it. You can keep it warm, you know, but don't bring it to a boil. All right, so here we go. This is our beautiful mustard chive sauce for your next party. Thank you very much for joining me on ChopChopChef.